Hey guys, welcome to another brand new episode of Tea With Tay Pod, the only podcast that brings the tea as it is hot. And speaking about tea, this episode is proudly sponsored by Lipton, my faves. Today, my guest is a phenomenal woman. She's an author, entrepreneur, and a YouTuber. She describes herself as Jesus's brand influencer. And by just watching her videos, I can tell that she's clearly influencing the culture for Jesus. My guest today is Titoluwa Sam-Oladapo, popularly known as Tito the Writer. Please put your hands together for my guest. You feel that intro, Abby? I will see your face. You're so impressed. Hallelujah. How are you, my sis?
I'm well. Hi,
Good to
Kay.
see
You're
you.
doing good. Love your set.
Thank you. Finally, we're here. Oh.
Yes.
How long has this conversation been hanging?
I don't know. It was last year. I think it was the end of last year into this year. So,
But I think this is perfect time to have
yes, fantastic. Yeah. I mean,
as is the culture of this show, we always check your background. We just background checks.
yeah.
So take me back to the childhood.
To the childhood.
Yeah.
I was born, second born of my mom and my dad. I think by history, by what I've heard, my sister, my elder sister, was 5 months old when I was conceived. So I'm that surprise baby. I'm here.
That did no plan for.
They didn't have any choice. So yeah, I think I was born first consciousness of reality. I think I'd always wanted my mom to like me. I think that was my introduction. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. The first glimmer of life that I have was I want my mom to like me. I don't know why I felt like she didn't like me, or I was worried. I did not. Maybe I did. I had to do something for her to like me. But that was the first introduction. That I always had. I was this bubbly child anyway. I was big, robust. Went to school, but at age 6, I was raped. Shock you.
At 6?
At 6, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
Please, do you want to talk about that?
yeah, I was raped by a secondary caregiver. I don't like highlighting him because
Right.
to me it's not worth it. Right. I used to do that before, but then I felt like it was giving him some sort of spotlight. So,
Right.
I remember that night. I remember exactly what happened, till today. I remember exactly what happened. I remember that night he was telling us a story. My sister had fallen asleep, and then he led me to a room, away from before the auntie, the nanny that was in charge of us discovered that I was not there because he was a trusted person.
This was in your house?
Yes, my parents' house.
Was he a family member?
Yeah.
Sort of.
So it was too late. I'm not sure that I don't remember that he was able to like go far, but yeah, he did try and all of that. I remember being told not to tell my parents. I was 6, so
He told you not to tell your parents?
yeah, he did. And also the auntie that
So she knew what had happened?
she knew what had happened, but she said I shouldn't tell my parents. I think she was trying to cover for him.
How old was he?
Maybe 18. So he was aware, of what he was doing. So yeah, I grew up with that.
Right.
Because I mean, at the back of my mind, I don't think it ever left. But of course I didn't tell my parents.
Right.
I didn't tell my parents. My parents split when I was 8. I think from the time of the sexual abuse,
Yes.
my academics kind of took a downturn. Thinking about it now, that's probably where it started from. Starting to think, because it was my sister and I. So of course, trust mind. Why me? Why not my sister? That was also a part. Why? I'm not saying that she should be. I'm just saying that why specifically me?
So it affected
affected
you
my
saw
esteem.
yourself.
So first of all, I'm already feeling like my mom doesn't
like
like
you.
me. She didn't do anything just by being. I just felt this man does not like me.
What were the things that your mom did or didn't do that made you feel like, maybe she
I
doesn't
think it's
like me?
because you see, I always tell my friends now that if you get pregnant and you're shocked by it, quickly if you're going to keep the child. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
quickly get used to it because children can feel your vibe. So I think of course, at some point she agreed that she would have me, but maybe the first few months of trying to understand why this pregnancy is there and all of that,
I've been overwhelmed
I
by
think
it.
I picked that. I was watching Iyanla Fix My Life. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know
I
her.
know it. I know her.
And somebody had a case like mine. That was where I got my breakthrough from, actually. And Iyanla was telling the mother that it was from that time she picked it that you don't,
Want
so
her.
to me, as a child, I just felt like this woman doesn't want me. I'm not wanted. So I feel like that's where
So you have to do
it came
things to
from,
earn
to
her
earn her.
love
So it
and
wasn't like she did anything or she didn't do. And I was a daughter. I'm a daughter. She's always done what she would do.
hmm.
There was no, my mom was not a favorite person, in all fairness. She just loved us equally. But I didn't, I wanted something extra. I don't even know what it is, Seth, because I'm not sure I would be able to thrive if I had had it, you know.
Would you describe yourself as a needy? Were you a needy child? Do you always?
I was saliently needy. So in the sense that I was needy, but I would not, I wasn't allowed to communicate. So I didn't give myself permission enough to admit my need, enough to even be able to communicate it, to want it, you know. I thought, so there was also, my mom saw it as some sort of weakness. So my mom is a very strong woman. So my friend,
Get up.
get up, my
Yeah.
friend, what is, you want to sit by, go and walk, go and read that's my mother. That's the kind of person that she
Mm.
is. So to her, I'm not sure she understood. Of course, mental health was not
Yeah.
a thing
Yeah. Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
So it was like, what's wrong? This one just wants to be spoilt. So
Mm.
I think that's what she felt. And that was worsening the case. It was also worsening the case that I couldn't communicate. I couldn't
And you
articulate what
couldn't
it
tell
is
her
that I wanted.
that
All
happened.
these things that I'm saying is, as I grew older and I started
Mhm.
to interrogate why I was feeling the way I was feeling, that's when I started to go to my background and now understand where things were coming. That's why I can say, oh, it's because it felt like I wasn't wanted, which was not true,
And as a 6 year old who
old.
had been raped,
Yeah.
and you're already feeling this way towards
Yeah.
your
So
mother, it was a
compounded.
thing of they don't want me. I
Yeah.
can't tell my mother this. Or
Yeah.
they probably this happened probably because they don't want me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So it felt like that. It felt like I was wanted for the ugly jobs and it was not like that. I went to the same school with my
Yes.
sister. There was nothing, there was nothing
Mm.
else,
And
different.
parents don't understand how important they are
Especially
in
in the formative
defining
years.
the
Yes.
esteem of their children, in
Yeah.
propping it up, in
Yeah.
just telling them that they are some. I think I struggled with that a bit because it's not like he didn't do things for me, but they just never really
Yeah.
celebrated me like that.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that, was an issue for me growing up with my mom was you don't even say, like, if I don't dress well, you're very clear.
Yes,
Like, my mom wants you to look good. She
yes,
loves it.
yes.
But when I dress well, madam, and funny enough, she's the one that says that if you don't commend me, you can't condemn me.
Mhm.
How about you take that advice? That when that when I look good, the same passion with which you say go back inside, or don't let people know that I'm your mother, if this
Mhm.
is what you want to wear.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the same way you say, my daughter.
You are killing it today. Oh.
It never
My sister, now
happens.
this is not the way they raise us.
You get
Mhm.
so, but that used to really, like, it used to hurt. So I'm
Yeah,
an
yeah,
empath.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
I used to feel things in extra layers
Mhm.
and extra levels. So it was a thing. So growing up was I don't even know how to put it. It was both good and bad. Also, I grew up with a mom that was not religious. My mother was not a religious person.
Yes.
She's still not a religious person. All these things that people be talking about, all these African mothers go and see a pastor.
Mhm.
My mother was not that person. In fact, the pastor that come and see herself would think twice. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come on. Oh, my mother was not that kind. I grew up with that kind of mother, like very herself with God. If you go
Mhm.
and meet my mom with anything, she would ask you, what did the Holy Spirit tell you?
Right.
From a very young age, we didn't do devotion. I think she tried it once or twice. She was like,
There
we
wasn't
told
a
her that,
thing.
what kind of
Yeah.
drama are you doing?
Mm.
It was never a thing. But woke up on Sunday and worship music was playing, Ronkenoli,
Mhm.
Donut Man.
Right. Right.
These are things, grew up with scripture,
Mhm.
listening to sermons at a very young age.
Right.
So like these things, there was this story I also shared on my page where I think I was a few months old. She had just resumed from maternity leave. She had just resumed back to work and
Work.
she had left me with her mom, her sister, and two nannies. And she came back and said she met me with my eyes like this. So I was active though. It's like when a child is awake. So basically, I was blind. So they now told her that no phones at the time. So they couldn't call her office waiting for her. They told her that I'd eating, I'd played, I'd done everything. But my eyes were like this all through. So she saw her. So imagine you left your child eyes open
Mhm.
and then
How old? Like 6 months.
like maybe 4 months, 3 months, 4 months. I'm
Mhm.
not sure. And so I was doing all the baby,
Mm-hmm.
Google Gaga, whatever.
But the eye
My eyes were
closed.
not open. She said she just, then she carried me. Then she took me. Then she collected me
Uh-huh.
from them. Entered her room. Mom said she spoke in tongues for like 2 hours. Loudly. This was 1992.
That this eye will open.
She said she'd not even pray. She just prayed in tongues. In tongues. Then it was not a common thing.
Yeah.
Then she said she prayed in tongues. She was not a pastor.
She could
She did not have a church, but she took authority right there. Kept like which child is
So she
blind?
knew her word, she knew who she was.
She knew who she was.
Yeah.
And so before, she said that my aunties, they were now knocking that let's help. Let's help was I left you with the child since you didn't do anything. So
And your eyes opened.
opened.
'Cause,
And they remained open till
hallelujah.
nothing happened.
So,
Yeah, I grew up with that kind of mother.
Let's talk about your teens.
Let's go.
What kind of teenage life did you have?
It was troubled. Troubled.
And that's what I think I've read somewhere, so
Yeah.
I need you to
It was a
elaborate.
troubled teenage life because first of all, Temisa, my libido was off the roof.
Please. This is the most honest anybody has been on this podcast. Really? Let me say,
Is there something stopping the charts?
you know those kids when they say this gets spoil. All those children, all those teenagers.
Let me now tell you the funny thing. I was still actively a Christian. So it was a what's that word now? How did the word go off my head? It was a dilemma. Like,
how can you be so saved?
Yes. So there was
That's so me.
There was it was because funny thing is I wasn't sexually active. I wasn't. But I was dealing with I wasn't.
That's your own different. Okay. Let's laugh. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry this podcast will cast me for this Nigeria. Producer, please, okay, let's go.
But I mean, I had thoughts. Please.
Okay, wait. You as a teenager with your high libido.
Yeah. So exactly, saved. And I was saved. And I couldn't express. There was no, first of all, no, you say, I'm just thinking, let me be real. There was no guy. To say there was any guy. If there was a guy, if he had the proper broom, he would sweep me off my feet. I would be gone.
Let me tell you why. Nah, maybe this. This was me until I moved to Lagos. There was just somebody to just help me.
Exactly.
Once I entered
I moved to
town.
Lagos at 24. My mom was wise. If I had moved, I'd maybe like 17.
Yes. I see the first time I dropped my bag for Lagos, I said, virginity.
Gone. In the roof.
Thank you, Lord, for saving me.
My dear. Is Ibadan that helped me?
Are you serious? So you know that thing where you're so gated and shielded.
Funny enough, my mom was not. Funny thing is, my mom also is kind of person that she never treated all those ones the way my mom said we cannot go out. My mom was not that kind of person. Funny enough, I don't know, that woman, thinking about it, I don't know. She was just very confident that it was God that was raising her children. We would go out. In fact, if you're at home too much, like, did you fight with her at all? Did you, like, go to your friend's house?
It was the opposite for me, Sha.
You get so, but I had this libido I was raped at 6. I was raped at 13. Yeah. And then I was sexually abused at 15. So let me tell you this stupid human being. Let me tell you. So I used to sing a lot as a child.
Right.
Joy, joy, joy.
In my heart is now send me that.
She's not my song. But I remember that. Yeah, exactly. So I remember they had brought the CDs to the house. I think my mom bought it or something. So first of all, I come from Donut Man. Donut Man is children. I don't know. They used to have scriptures that they would sing and all of that. So growing up, I wanted to have my own to sing because I could sing.
Right.
Then as a child. So I always sang, but my mom did not. Our own was book. Any other thing is extracurricular activity. Yeah. Until you graduate school, she don't want to hear anything. Don't join a bebop, nothing. Just read your book. So she didn't even care. So this day I used to sing to class, to school, and I was a late comer. So everybody would have gone. I'll be the only one in the estates. There was shortcuts, and I'll be singing on top of my voice. So this guy used to take his Cornell. It was a retired colonel at the time, I think. And he would walk around the estate and in the mornings, like in his tracksuit and all that. And this day he saw me, he heard me singing. He'd been walking, I think so, he'd been hearing that this girl can sing. So he said, you can sing. He stopped me that morning, that you can sing. I said, yes, that I can. That at the time I'd written 11 songs. I remember it was a Milo book. That time that Milo used to go around 13, sorry.
Yeah.
used to go around schools. So they gave me this Milo book. I danced and they gave me a couple of books. So one of the books was my song book.
Yeah.
I remember very vividly. I'd written 11 songs. Of course, if you think about it now, I probably would have thrown songs away. But at the time, just creative enough to write. So he had asked me, and I had it in my bag. So I showed him the song. Like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. So I have a studio in the estate. So I'd known the studio in that estate.
That's the Cornell studio.
Apparently, I just knew the studio. I didn't know that
We
he's
owned
the one.
it.
He owned it. Apparently, himself, no being get him. He
God
just
will
used it
punish
as
him.
I
As an
was about to
intro.
say amen, but I didn't like anything. So he said I should come to his house on Saturday and not tell people. So the estate was like a community. It was a I don't know how to explain. Like people knew people's houses. You could
Yeah.
go. So it was a free one. So that Saturday I just went. I didn't tell anybody because normally you just go. You can just go on Saturday morning after you do your chores. If they look for a story,
And as per uncle where you trust for
you
estates
get.
now.
So I
Mhm.
walked to his. I remember singing like I'll record. I'll surprise my mom with the CD. In my head, I was just gone. Got into his house, released the dogs. I couldn't run out of the house. That was it.
Eh?
When it was done, he gave me 200 naira. As I was leaving his,
Wait,
I'm not crying.
Tito,
I'm just itching my eye. My eye is
Tito,
itching.
I'm not trying to get you into like details, but you have to tell me where the dog part came in, how you made it
So
into the house.
we sat at the dining table. I was still rehearsing. Like I was like, because he said he wanted me to sing before he now takes me to the studio. Because the studio was in front of the house.
And this was you, like just a child who just
Innocent,
you're like, oh my god, I'm
13.
excited that this
Do you
uncle
get
wants
this uncle
to.
wants to help. He's a grandpa safe because he looked much older than his age, and all of that. And then I just peeped out of the dining, area and saw that two big dogs were in the sitting room. And that was the only way out. Right. And so he started at that time I was weak because I knew what happened at 6 and at
Right.
13.
This is
And
happening again.
again, I was just weak because number one, my mom had told me to forget about this singing thing. So the question would be, did I not tell you? Okay. Mama told me forget about this singing thing. I didn't tell anybody where I was going. So it's not as if anybody could look for me. And I know my sister, that one the ginger. Small, she would have probably said, where's my sister? Or something. She would have looked for me. But I
Mhm.
didn't tell her. You get? I didn't tell anybody. So it was my fault. Basically, when you look at everything at 13, it was my fault. So he gave me 200 naira. And then I left. So of course, no singing, nothing. So of course, he was not the owner of the studio. He just lied to get me. I remember leaving and flinging my songbook.
Like this is the
That
end
was
of
the
music.
end of singing. For a very long time, I didn't write songs. Like
Mm.
if songs came, I wanted it out of my head. And so I think I told my mom maybe a few months after. My mom said, I think one day she was driving, she saw him she saw him walking, that she almost sped into him. She almost- But of course, she didn't do anything
Right.
then.
I knew that thing where because of
So now you know where the libido is got like I've been opened up at a certain
yeah, but
stage.
also like it's a thing where as a child this has happened to you before.
Yeah.
It's happened to you again and you think it's your fault.
Yeah.
And something that you even love, you think that it
Is the
happened because
cause
of.
of that. Yeah.
So it feels like first of all, singing is
It's gone. It's done. It's done
Holy
away with.
Spirit.
Yeah. I still sang. So the thing is, I was very hyper as a child. But my hyperactivity was a facade. I was hiding a lot
Under
of
the
brokenness.
guise of
Yes. I was hiding. And one of the places where you could be
Tito,
most
you're
hyper at that
preaching.
place was church. So I sang, I preached, I acted, I did everything.
Mm,
I blah
to
blah.
fill that void,
It's
yeah.
a lie. It was a lie. Deep inside, I felt ugly for the most part of my adulthood. I've been childhood inside. I never felt beautiful though.
Did this lack of beauty or
Yeah.
this ugliness that you felt, was it the things that had happened to you?
I think growing up, I just never felt beautiful. So my siblings are very fine. My sister is very beautiful. My brother is very handsome. Do you get? They are fine
Do you know
people.
the irony of this conversation?
What?
I was watching your video yesterday, and my brother walks in and said, "This man fine, no?"
Are you serious?
Yes. So, but yeah,
So I never felt beautiful for a very long time. I didn't even like, when I didn't realize that I used to avoid looking at myself in the mirror. So if I wanted to do something in the mirror, I would just be looking. So there's a way you can just focus on what you're doing. You want to come here, just come here. You want to. So I didn't even. So it was the Holy Spirit that helped me actually all my life. I couldn't afford therapy. Therapy was not a thing. So it was the Holy Spirit that walked me through. One of the first when I accepted love of Christ, one of the first things the Holy Spirit helped me with was to believe that I was beautiful. And the way he did it was look into the mirror and stay there.
I want to know what the experience of getting raped twice. I'm moving forward from your teens. Tell me what that did to you going forward.
Yeah, like I said, why me?
Exactly.
Why me? What did I do? Why me? Of course, and one of the things that problems do is they isolate you. So I
Yes,
never
yes.
shared with anybody. So I didn't know that rape was. I'm telling you, the first time I shared and I heard that people were being raped, I was shocked. I thought it was a.
In normal way, they just call
I
us.
thought I was only me that had been raped before in this life. I'm serious. I never knew that it was a popular thing. Let me now tell you what's funny, Temisa. Later in my teenagers, leading into late teenage into early 20s, I started to talk about being raped and all that. I've been raped. And only for me to discover that I wasn't healed. I was talking. I was
But
helping other people, but it's a lie. I was dead inside. That's why religion, don't even let me enter that one yet.
no, because talking, we're getting there. We are getting there. Because this is the way they talk, so I get my own version. But
You get
I don't know, say, maybe
religion
they suffer that.
is a lie. Is a facade. I'm talking about Christian religion. For other religions, I don't know. But you see,
Yeah.
Christian religion is a lie. If you say Jesus is Lord and Savior, and say Jesus said it is finished, but you add but. There's a problem. The person that screamed, went to everything, said it is finished, but you feel like I need to do something to earn my place in Christ. You lied to me. You lied. That's why sometimes on my page, I get people sending me DMs like, Tito, crying. Like, why did I know this for years? You're talking about adults, grandpas. Do you get? So for a long time, that was I lived a fake life.
Yes.
I was broken inside.
Yeah.
There was no resource of another person sharing their brokenness. Let me just quickly deviate by running forward. I'll run back. It was the way when I was battling vaginismus, I didn't find anything from Black people. All my resources that I saw were from white. I never saw like a Black person. So it felt like I was the
You're
only
the only
person.
one.
So that's how it felt then too. Like, what's going on? I'm a Christian. Okay, yes, I agree. I will be pure. I will keep my virginity. But how come I'm feeling like having
this.
sex in the morning? Yeah, that's it.
So I'm going to talk about this libido.
Yeah,
But also,
libido.
I want to talk about, in all of this
Mhm.
brokenness,
Mhm.
you're still a church girl.
I was.
A full-on church girl
I
who
was.
appear to church,
Yeah.
do what she has to do.
Yeah.
Where was Jesus in all of this? What was your relationship with God like in all of this brokenness?
I don't think that I had a real relationship with God until maybe 2021.
I need you to elaborate on this, your church phase.
Okay.
Please, let's talk about this, your church phase.
Yes. Okay. So
from
teenage years.
Teenage years
Mhm.
up until 2021 or 2022?
24-ish. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
24. 24.
2023 now, 2022.
Oh, 2022. Oh, up until 2021. Okay, I thought you were
20
talking about my age.
Okay, yeah.
2021. Yeah. So let me say, I think it was even a mix. So, and that's where it got worse because I grew up, there was something called Salt and Light Camp in Ibadan. Salt and Light Camp was for teenagers. And in that camp, a lot of us, like, they broke down Christianity to practical Christianity at the time. Fine, they may not have known as much as I know now, or the reality of Jesus being, your elder brother and God being your father. Like
yeah.
they may not have known that, but to the best of their ability, they made Christianity interesting and all of that.
Yeah.
So Southern Camp. So the thing is, you come out of Southern Camp, and yes, you are still being given. Do this to earn this. Do this. Pay your tithe. If you don't pay your tithe, the devourer is coming for you. So like God was that God that was bipolar. One day he's loving you, the next day you can collect. You get so like it was confusing to me. So after a while, I just became numb to Christianity.
That's what my PA can never say. She doesn't like Jesus.
Because he's like, okay, so he loves me, okay, but do you get? So he died for me. So why did you die if I still have to come and be fasting to access power or earn your love? Like, why did you die? Like, and there were no answers.
Yes,
there was nobody to ask. There was also don't question God.
Yes, that.
So even though my mom knew that this thing was, and she used to sneak out all these things, if I'm going to preach, I'll be like, "What are you saying?" No.
Oh, so by this time your mom knew that you're a minister.
My mom.
But she don't raise you.
She don't raise me. So I
need to miss her.
But the thing is, it also worsened it for me because you are looking down on this thing that I can feel, but you're not telling me what
What
it
is the
should be.
problem?
Right? You're not telling me what it should be. But she couldn't explain it too. So like all of us were stuck, but we just knew, but she just used stubbornness to
Yeah.
don't come and you see vision out of my house. You can't my mom. I saw a
Ah,
vision.
see
Keep
vision.
it, swallow it. Don't stand straight. My mom doesn't have time for that one. If you dream, me as a child, maybe you dream, devil plays with your head. Mommy, don't go out today. She's on her way out as you're talking. She's entering the car. She's going. She's telling you that I'm a son, I'm a child.
Yes.
Like she's on her way.
Wow.
Funny thing is, she said that her father was like that. Even then. And her father was not even, maybe he wasn't her father was commissioner. Like he wasn't he was a jai guy, but he was very stubborn. Like masquerades will come and see me. If you don't get on my way, I will bash all of you with the car. You get so he never so I think she took that from her father.
Yeah.
That's
But how come
stubbornness.
you now took religion from her?
I didn't take religion from her.
Okay, from
it
the
was
church.
from church. I was told
Yeah.
that was the way.
Yeah.
It wasn't the
Yeah.
way. So church is what introduced me to religion.
And do you know
not my
how
mom.
church has, how many pastors have led us away from Christ?
Yes. God bless you. God bless you. That was it. So I moved to not so what let me tell you why it was easy for me to not to accept religion. My mom wasn't giving me the validation that I wanted. Right? Then they would give me validation if I preach. They'll give me validation if I sing. They'll give me validation if I carry pastor's Bible. You get so I now started accepting religion from them. Started shortchanging my essence as a child for your validation. And that's why a lot of people get trapped. Most times, the reason people accept religion is because if my parents are not going to give me validation, if you actually check it, at least the church will give me validation. I just have to work for it.
Yes.
So you see people they're insisting.
I did it.
That's it. This continued. I even worked in church office. My mom wanted to faint. I remember the day I called her. She was in America when I called her that I got a job in church office. Hi, God. Funny thing, she had just retired from working in church office for 10 years. She knows what she saw. And I now told her that I'm working in church office. That's what God said. She said I should go back and hear God.
I need to meet this woman.
So I should go back and hear God, which God said that as my mother, let me tell you something. She was working in church office. I started paying tithe 30%. I wasn't.
You want 30%? Oh, they really do you.
Wait, I started paying 30% tithe. So she used to see, because she was administrator, she would be seeing her daughter. You are earning 30K. I was working in school. So I was earning 30K. She'd be seeing 9K. 9K. One day she called me. How much do you pay? I said 30%. She said, as your mother, I cancel this. Say fight. Mommy, you cannot. Where is it in the Bible?
Lord has led me.
Mommy, you stand against my spiritual life.
Mommy is the witcher. Oh my God, it must have been chaotic.
Another one was I fainted while fasting. My mom did not let me hear the last story. I suffer in the mouth of that woman. I know chop. Daddy, she now said I should go to the ATM and use her ATM for her ATM card. They now called her from the back. I used Titoluwa's mother. I can't remember. I just said, bass. And that was the last.
You fell.
Apparently.
For the context of this podcast, please define what religion is, because some people might not understand what we're saying.
Yeah, religion is when you premise your faith on doing anything to please God, on yourself, on what you can do to please God, either enough to get him to like you or to get anything from him. That's what religion is. It's based on deeds. And it is also doing anything from the standpoint of whatever I do is to add to what Jesus has done, to earn. Faith is crazy solid belief in the fact that Jesus has done everything, including validated me enough in God's eyes, and that my identification is Christ, and that when God looks at me, he doesn't see my sin, he doesn't see my past, he sees Jesus, and I'm accepted because he has accepted Jesus. That's what
shatter.
So every other thing is extracurricular activity.
Yeah, but okay, so I have a church background, so this is crazy, right? Yeah. So in all of this, your fasting and your prayer,
did you faint?
Your libido did not go down.
Did not go.
Let's talk about it.
During fasting, let me tell you something.
Stop! Please don't. I think I know where you're about to go. Oh my Jesus! Thank you for saving us. So hey.
During fasting, after you finish ministering,
you must fill up.
My God.
I know this feeling. That's why I'm laughing like a
You will not be
fool.
looking like, am I a sinner?
Yes.
Why is it that he's doing this spiritual exercise? Okay, maybe you just finished preaching, you're powerful everywhere. As you are living, your body just.
So my Unilag days.
My God.
So before you talk your story, we don't go choir practice Thursday.
Oh my God.
Monday we don't go church.
Mhm.
Saturday-
Monday.
Monday I did SAF now.
Okay.
I did church for school.
Okay.
Thursday I did
Rehearsal.
Saturday I did rehearsal. Sunday we don't perform
Powerful.
with uniform. Ministration we say before we even go on, we don't speak in tongues.
My
As we-
God.
As they come and say, we need the Holy Spirit, they follow us, the kabod.
Sekete. My God. Na lie.
As I dey reach hostel, straight to sex.
Do you know there's a silence when you are done with those kind of, it just feels everywhere just silent. You just want to feel it's too silence. Okay, that's where it's coming from. Right, they come.
I said, but guess what? That was in the thick of my Christianity.
Yeah. I remember. Let me tell you when God showed me. I wanted to serve in Ibadan. I schooled in UI, and I still wanted to serve in Ibadan. My mom tried to work it. Somehow, we I ended in Edo State. So the plan was for me to go to Edo State for 3 weeks first and then redeploy. When I was in Edo State, I felt the Holy Spirit told me to remain in Benin. My mom too confirmed it, that's what she heard. I thought that maybe I'll be on fire for God there.
Benin boys.
Not be even Benin boy. Sheriff na Benin boy, you go know say na son of the land. Covenant University boy.
Yeah.
That was when
Okay, so, by that time you were serving, you were also a preacher.
I had a voice on Facebook, and my ministry was, when you say
you get ministry.
My ministry was against sex before marriage. I don't know if you know.
You know why I'm laughing? I know what this is.
Sanctimonious. I was so sanctimonious.
Not them.
I used to come down. I remember my mom would say, Spirit Coco, take it easy. Mom used to say it. My mom used to say that, Madam, calm down. If you're having sex before marriage, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Not them.
Not me. I was there. When I hear maybe a pastor scandal, I know, I feel for them because
yes,
I feel like
understand.
I wish you would just know it would have helped you because now you are adding responsibility on top of brokenness. There's no how the fall will not be loud. So it's like you're putting something on. It's not to back at once.
You have to deal with the brokenness first. My sister.
That's why God sends me to Benin. I thought it was to minister. No, it was to be ministered to because I was on a high horse at that time.
Christianity.
Oh my God.
I know that feeling
with libido. So this, I remember that I had done a series on cohabiting and how that God is angry with you if you're cohabiting.
No, to the people in Benin.
Before I went to Benin, I thought that's what, like on cohabiting, like I was like, no.
The Christian series on
Facebook.
Preaching.
Condemning. Don't let me say preaching because I was condemning people.
Wow.
And sending them to the hottest part of hell. And everything happened in Benin. I cohabited.
With this boy's laughter, this laughing boy.
This laughing boy. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you. We were supposed to get a place. So I was posted to someone that was like sitting.
No, now tell me about the boy face before you reach. Oh yeah, sorry.
They now told us that. And I asked, I said, is this person going to be in this house? So it was a duplex. And love was funny enough, Chike stayed in the house with us.
Chike the singer.
Yeah. So like we all stayed together. And I asked, they told me Chike, they told me this person, they told me this person. I think I was the only UI girl. Every other person, Covenant. So I was like, fine, that this guy is not going to be there. Say yes, fantastic. And I paid.
Why did you not want him to be there?
Because I don't know now. It don't trigger something. And I knew that if the proximity will cause trouble. Stop this face where they do.
I can't even judge my sister. I've been there.
My dear. So I knew. So I remember I asked many times that, is it going to be part of? They said no, that he's already gotten a place. I said, fantastic. So I paid the house rent. Only for me to pay this house rent. They now said that 2 people checked out. They don't even want it again. And so this guy, the same guy, got
Isaac, the laughter.
Isaac. Let's give him that name. Isaac got this room. I remember I stayed in Ibadan for a long time. I didn't go back because something just knew that,
if I go,
hey,
I will yield.
My God. Because at this time, I'd never been close. It had never been that close.
Yeah. And tongues cannot stop.
My dear. So I went to Benin because at the end of the day, you have to go and do all of that. I remember I still was like, I didn't like him. So I even had an attitude like, I don't even.
So you intentionally put up an attitude not to engage?
Him. Okay. But the way I felt, do you know pack of cards? So, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. He had a girlfriend. Though. I knew that he had a girlfriend.
Dickiness insert
What's a
herself.
girlfriend, my dear? Is the girlfriend in Benin with us?
They're dying. I love it. It's gonna be a good show.
Ah,
But
Lord.
you're spirit filled though.
I was still ministering. Facebook, I don't know. I don't understand.
Tito, please.
He come out, he not come out now.
Okay, so this guy moves into your lodge.
So funny thing is, I did not like the house. It was in the village and all of that. So my uncle had a place in the city.
Yeah.
Like my uncle was working with government.
Right.
So he didn't used to stay in those states like that. So he had a place. So I moved to that place. I'll be going to teach from there, and all that. So this day, the guy just said, let me just come and spend one weekend there. Let everybody come and spend one weekend.
Who, the
Isaac.
laughing guy, Isaac? Okay.
Let him come and spend weekend there. So we first did it like everybody.
But this
in that house
nothing has started happening.
Nothing has started happening at this place. So we came first. So he spent the weekend first. Everybody left on Sunday. He didn't leave or something. Shasha. Long story short, we both stayed in the house together from the beginning to the end. There was AC, generator, everything in the house. So of course things happened. Things happened. And I know that it's very, very impossible to believe. For sex did not happen. But everything other than penetrative sex happened.
Why?
He too was a Christian, a pastor. Oh, yeah. I don't understand. I don't get. Did you think I'll go for an unbeliever? What did you think?
Tito, get out of my show! Get out! This is so good. I love it. I love it so much.
I just feel like a lot of people. Even during this time, I was dating people anyhow. 3 days, 1 week, just be dating. You would be like, oh, mistake base. You just be like that. You just be dating people.
But this is you who is a spirit-filled woman of God.
I like as you are still punching.
No, because there was no point context. Where we need
there
context.
There was no point where I stopped being
a preacher or a minister.
There was no point. Now, even in all of it, I still leave people to cry.
You said somewhere where you said you went on a man fast. What does that mean?
So it was God. I felt like the Holy Spirit was screaming.
So were you like, this was you who was a minister, right? Mm-hmm. But you were still like dating boys.
Dating. What dating? I dated pastors. Now them bad pass.
No, my friend, I have friends who don't want to date in the church.
Now them. At some point, if not that God literally held me to like date my husband and gave me proof and all of that, I already said I wasn't going to date any church boy again. I wanted to date like a club boy. I think they too were broken. So all of us were lying. Do you get? So you get.
You know that most of us that come to church now brokenness.
You get. So we're falling in love with our brokenness or with our trauma. So that's what was attracting us. So you don't expect someone that I don't like all of these things I'm saying. We were much younger. If I see them now, I won't relate with them based on what had happened then. Yes. That was a season of stupidity. That's what I used to call it because they didn't even know. Do you get? At the time, they too, as broken as I was, they too were broken. Yeah. It came out in other ways. So I was dating people. So now I've looked for validation in mom, didn't find it. Look for validation in church. It was off and on, didn't find it. I kept having to do. So now looking for validation in men.
So you thought that if a man liked you, it meant something?
That was it. So if a man should, and this is me that didn't believe that I was beautiful. So as much as you are beautiful, Mrs. Straight. What's your surname? I don't know. My dear, Mrs. I even told that time I'll be walking in the room, just like Mrs.
I love it.
Just be giving the vibe.
Finally, somebody sees me.
Do you get? So heartbreaks were extremely painful and then break my heart. Oh my God. I was just chopping breakfast.
Why?
With the spirits. The Holy Spirit will still be petting me. This guy tried. The Holy Spirit tried. It will still be, I will still be. But heartbreaks were so painful because it reinforced my what I was trying to avoid.
Yes.
So, and you couldn't talk because you tell mom, at what age? My mom, you can't tell her that. Woman that is soldier. You can't tell her that you broke your heart. What were you doing with a boy in the first place? Why?
So there's nobody you could actually talk to.
There was nobody. I remember there was this heartbreak. This one was crazy. This one was intense. Like, this was the first heartbreak that I knew that I didn't cry. I groaned.
Those inner groanings.
Yeah.
Only the Holy Spirit can see.
Of course, the boy's defense. And also, let me also tell you that there are some situationships. So when you're dating a guy but you are the one dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are by yourself in that regard.
Mhm.
Like it's only you, and of course he would. So it will crumb. So there's crumbing in the sense that if you don't
Breadcrumb,
call, I would
no
call
call.
you. If
Yeah.
you don't, if you the
He
day you
just give
want to
you
do
enough
silent
just to
treatment,
keep you there.
just enough. Yeah. So I was there for like a year. This guy would call my parents if I need on their birthdays. You do everything. What for a year? Like
So your mom thought that he was great,
my mom thought that
but only you
it
knew
was.
that.
My
Yeah.
mom thought that it was. Even I believe because he would even say if I'm saying oh like I'm going on a date like with who why is so like and you'd be blushing like I'm not going on any dates. I just wanted to see you.
Really?
Only for me to see his proposal.
Whoa!
Yes, Lord.
Not church boy, Abby.
Not church boy now, not pastor. If I don't even let me go because I sure say they go watch this podcast.
Made it watch
Him are the person where they propose.
Abby, you give me this behind the
I'll
scene.
give it to you behind the scene. So I mean that was defined. That was the first time I was suicidal. I remember on my birthday, after my birthday, people celebrated BBM now, so DPs, everything. And then after my birthday, just say finally the witch's birthday is over. I'm telling you.
Ooh. Ooh, the man you were dating. In the Olympics of this year, you be Usain Bolt. I love this podcast.
I dated one pastor who called me a whale. Let me explain it.
Stop.
I'm sorry, let me explain.
Oh, this is really Tea With Tay, Lord.
Let me explain now. So this day, I don't see anything. And I don't see any problem. So even I have male friends. I've always had male friends.
Mhm.
So I and my friend can be in the room and like just lie down, gisting and all that. Nothing. It's not like I never
Yeah.
had that problem. So I think we were dating and this guy, I think I was in UI, but I'd been in his house that day and he was on phone with a friend. So I was just lying down. I think I was on my phone or something, just laying, we're gisting initially. And then I just go, I'm beside a well. I didn't know what they were saying. I'm about to jump in. Me, wait on they keep myself. I'm about to jump in. Tell me, sir, have you ever seen a lady run out of your house? I'm sure that I look very well. The way I ran, I'm beside a well. I'm about to jump.
Let you be the well, so.
Well.
Wait, person on day on phone.
Didn't they on phone with him friends?
That's so low.
You're not happy that I ran. Me where there you are, I don't forget say you are. Now I'm supposed to run back to I ran home. I ran home. Thank God my mom was not home. Because how would you explain? What are you looking for here?
And you were dating a pastor. This was a pastor.
A pastor.
Was this a really?
Number one, he was pastor and I was ordained.
Let's talk about your healing journey, right? So
Yeah.
from 2016, this happens,
Yeah.
and
Healing journey 2016 to 2018.
what changed?
I had no one other person. It was just God. Right?
So you went back to God crying and said, God, you need to sort me out.
There's this lady on Instagram that says, God, Ariel Fitzpatrick, the way she comes
Oh,
back
yeah,
and
yeah,
says,
yeah.
that's
God,
how,
you know, yeah.
that's how it felt like. I now came back like, bro, I couldn't even be angry that God, you gave me scriptures because even me, I knew that it was fake scripture. I knew Bible too much. And the thing about Bible is, if you want anything, you'll
It's
find
there
it.
for you.
You find it in the script. If you don't have the spirit, if you don't read with the spirit. So I knew that there was no, I just knew that it helped me. So I started watching a lot of Iyanla.
Iyanla, Fix Me.
I watched Fix My Life. I watched that, prayed in tongues a lot, just worshipped, and then started hearing God clearly. So God and I will have conversation. Like I'll be talking to the way I'm talking to you, I'm talking to him. One of the things that probably didn't make me try penetrative sex or go that far was because there was somebody that saw a vision that before I was 18, I'll be pregnant. So a part of me just felt like,
Hold up.
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Why did they look me less?
All this relationship with you, none the sex.
None. But other things that you can call sex happened.
By the time you met your husband, would you say you have become healed or you had healed up a bit?
I was whole.
Really?
But wholeness is in phases. I was whole as a single person. I didn't know. So in fact, at the time when I met my husband, if I wasn't whole enough, I wouldn't have dated my husband because my husband is younger than I am in age alone. His money is older than me.
So talk about your wedding night.
Wedding night, nothing happened. Like I said, the drama leading to our wedding.
After
was
that,
a loss.
dancing. You put
No
alcohol.
drama. We didn't take alcohol. We don't take alcohol. I don't take alcohol.
Oh, sorry. I'm not as safe as I thought to.
Dickness.
Please, just stop what I to wine. It's not grape wine. It turned it into.
It
turned into fermented distilled wine. Please, don't come past flourish in this matter.
I'm not against you.
I know.
In fact, so we didn't. So we were tired. Mentally, it was
Yeah.
stressful
Draining.
for both of us, actually. So our wedding was just like, let's do it. That's why our, our vow, and that's one that would be a serious
Mhm.
one. But like our wedding was just, let's just get this thing over with and just forget it. So we slept 12 hours. We slept from time we got to the hotel till the next. We were sleeping. The people that slept in the same hotel with our guys, they had fun. They went out. We were sleeping. We're so tired. So we came back to Lagos because I got married in Ibadan. Came back to Lagos, went to the hotel. Funny enough, it's not far from me. The hotel that we went. So anytime I pass it, I'm just like, oh, this is where the first pain happened. So it was the pain that shocked me first. I'm like, I know they said it would be painful, but this pain is not this. The pain was crazy. Now, if there was an entry with the pain, I would have said, okay, enter. You know when you put okra on a wall
Mhm.
and so that okra is lubricant here.
Mm.
Is now sliding. That's it. That's how it was. It was like I felt like
They
again,
put key
God,
for the.
again, God. Why me?
You got
Vaginismus.
married on your honeymoon. You tried to have sex with your husband. Nothing.
Nothing.
Pain.
Pain.
So,
Pain. Pain and no entrance. Also, there's also the fact that both of us were now actually virgin. We didn't know what to do.
so the actually church virgins are married together. Like,
Yeah, don't know what to do.
jeez.
We didn't know what to do. So, but we tried. But okay, we shall found our way. It's not there. 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 We shall finally
So,
find
so
out.
come back. Come back. So your husband don't know what to. I bet stop Tito. Leave my podcast.
If I come out, other people will not be free. We don't know. We didn't know.
What do you mean it's not there? It's not there. I don't know where.
That's not the whole.
Even your husband.
How you supposed know? You don't do them before.
People they
People they what? I know you can't believe it, but
people
it's
they born again like
possible.
that.
Tell me,
Sit up and spirit food. You go like I know say right.
it's not only me. Okay, no, I've done videos on YouTube saying this, and a lot of people are like, yes, there are people who don't have vaginismus but are not able to have sex with their husbands for 4 months after their wedding.
Let's come back to vaginismus.
Yeah.
Break it down for me. What is that?
It's inability to penetrate a woman's vagina. Yeah, that's what it is.
What
Because
causes it?
it's psychological. 1 month after I called her, it has not happened. At that point, she had lost her. What's going on? They can't virgin my daughter, blah, 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 blah. And so the plan was I should call a consultant who is my auntie. She's not a professor now. And so we agreed that I should go to a hospital around the house, like see a gynecologist. So I see a gynecologist, and this is where it gets interesting. The gynecologist goes, when I entered, I knew that something was off. They are not named. Usually, when you go to hospital, you see the names or you see plaque something. There are no names anywhere. That's the first thing I noticed. I don't know his name. I even asked him that, what's your name? I had to ask him. But this was my first gynecologist visit ever. So I was feeling off, and this is a guy. But I didn't mind. That the awkwardness was there, but as long as I shall get
Solve my
the
problem.
solution. So I told him what happened. He looked at me. I was like, how long did you guys date for? I said, almost 3 years. You didn't have sex? I said, no, we didn't have sex. It's like, how old are you? Told him at the time I was 28. 28. Said, so in 28 years, you've not had sex before.
Nigerians are so rude, especially medical practitioners.
Just like, that's why now. That's why. I was already feeling bad.
Which kind of Ghana be that?
I'm like, I almost said I apologized to that. I'm sorry.
I could have done it.
If I had known.
I would
I'm
have
sorry.
tried.
So this guy goes, okay, he will check. So he checks, and then he was like, true, you're a virgin. Because some people, they would have done D&C, they would have done abortion. Guy, what's my business? I said I was a virgin. You said yes, check it. But I can see that there's a rubber band. This is how I was doing, sir. There's a rubber band around there, like a rubber band. Once I just do this, rubber band will. I told this guy, he asked me that out of 10, what is the pain? I say 100. That's what I told this guy. Upon penetration. He said over 10, what is the pain? I said 100. This guy did not give me any anesthetic. There was no lubricant, nothing. It just goes in. Where's glove? Tell me, sir, I fell down off the examination table. I was groaning. That pain, Jesus. I don't wish it on my enemy. So we went to Ibadan, UCH. to see they were angry because why would a gynecologist treat you like that? First of all, it wasn't even supposed to do all of that without my husband present,
Right.
and all of that. So we scheduled a surgery because that was what they thought it was.
Where was Jesus in all of this?
You said at the same time. I thought this was where I got tired of Christianity. Like 2019, I suffered a major burnout. I was burnt out. I'd been working since I was 19. For the first time, I was 26 or whatever. I said I was not working
My
again.
producer is smiling because I've said this thing like 10 times.
What?
I've been working since I was 17. I'm so tired.
So I'm like, I was just burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Before COVID, which was this was end of 2019 into 2020, I'd announced to my parents, everybody, I'm not working. I just stopped working. Like I want to start again. I don't even know who I am.
Talk about this. How you spoke to Jesus about this your situation. Because you said it got to the point where you became exhausted, and one day you went in and you prayed.
Yeah, no, I wasn't talking to Jesus though. I was fighting with him, Yoruba film.
Okay.
I was about to say where people are praying in deep Yoruba.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more less like blaming God. So I just walked into the bathroom, turned on the shower, and I was like, Oluwa kini mo ṣe fún ẹ? Kí ló dé kí lẹ ṣe mí? No, sex is actually
it's from the deep.
I didn't know that I could even speak that deep Yoruba. September, there was, I think it was September 30 or something like that. There was this documentary on Netflix called, can I mention the name? Sex, Love and Goop. In that documentary, I was fast forwarding a lot of things because it's a bit now, so many things. But I'd fast forwarded a particular part, and then the Holy Spirit said I should rewind. In my mind, I'm like, this is weird now. What am I watching there? Only for me to discover that the lady had vaginismus, and the sex therapist was helping her get over it. During our practice this time, I didn't know anything. We had tried physical, and all these other things, do exercise, Kegel exercises. It didn't work. All these things did not work. But this was very practical. So she told the lady to breathe. She told the lady, gave the lady some exercises. So I just started, like, more or less like, finally, something I can work with. Yeah. So also affirmations for the lady. Like, so I too adapted affirmations to myself. My husband is not a stranger to me because the major thing was my body was seeing my husband as a stranger. That's why it was closing up, because for strange objects, your body will try to protect you. So October, I moved out of our house. There was an ugly fight. It was ugly. I packed out 10 months into marriage. Packed out. Like, you know, where? Thankful for a solid community. My best friend, my twinnie, all of those ones. We didn't even call. My mom didn't even know. Nobody knew. Like, it was just friends, you know. They worked on us. And so went back. Thankfully, because you see, sometimes the devil will think it's bad. Do you know that makeup is actually the best time to... Because we sorted this thing out 2nd November. Our breakthrough was 18th November. So you see, between that 2nd and that 18th was fantastic. We're now like newlyweds. It was sweet. So as much as I thought, this October that we should have, it was leading up to somewhere. So it was just sweet that day. Like, we were just enjoying ourselves. Like, you guys
started makeup, okay.
So this day, we were working. I was in the office. He was working. I had a writing company at that time, and I had a project. And so I was busy. So he too was busy, and I was on a social media fast a month. So just fine. So it was sweet. Like, we're just having our time and all that. Only for me to walk into the room, and I discovered that a rat had died in the night. Like, well, babe, let's just move the bed to the mattress to the sitting room and just have fun and watch TV. Of course, praise and worship happened that night. And I want to say this. Where's my camera?
Which one will be praise and worship? So after leading me here, you will not just glide over.
Now where are they go now?
Okay, bring me
praise
back.
And worship praise and worship was.
I didn't wait for that first night. So that first night I want here.
So prior to this time, we had not tried any other position. It was just missionary. That's why I wanted to say that. Where's my camera? Like, in case you are fighting.
That's her there. Talk to her.
Please, this is your sign. You are not called to be a missionary alone.
I know
the Bible says, woman, thou shalt be on top only and not be.
Oh, but shatter. I know that we're supposed to be missionaries, but
my dear, evangelism is different from missionary. It's not everybody that is called into missionary. Hello, there's a reason.
Evangelic style good day now.
Okay. Now we do. Now we work.
I bet. Tell me about it.
So because the mattress was in the sitting room, there was couch.
Okay, so
We
you
just
guys have
said,
moved
at that
your
time we had
bed
not
to
tried.
the sitting
Yeah,
room
because we were
as far.
tired. It was in night. Like we just go back this place. Like, oh, we cannot look for. Just close the door. Just drag the mattress to the just drag it to the sitting room and stuff. So it was fun. We're watching TV first, and all
Yeah.
them make out started. So initially we just felt like, oh, it was just make out. So I felt like this thing is a bit
Sweeter
more.
than.
You know, makeup. Makeup. That's why I said that makeup was good. So I
What is
said,
that makeup
I
sex?
said, babe, let's try the couch. Let's try the couch. So we tried the chair. Something is different. Okay. We tried it, it didn't enter. Say, okay, let's just sit down. Mama said, let's try again. Where we never try. I tried, it was very painful, but I looked at my husband. I said, don't look at my face. Because usually when he looks at my face, because of the pain, he will stop. I said, what? Just give me pillow. I beat into that pillow. I said, my darling.
Let's go.
Go. Don't stop. Okay? Don't answer. Rain just started falling. I said,
Oh, God signed off.
I said, don't answer me. It was painful. But for the first time, there was an entrance. Because, and then we were now doing, we had the calculated breathing. So it's called calculated breathing, where for every shrine to enter, you take a deep breath, hold it in, so that the pain, you'll be able to stabilize and then release quietly. So we're breathing together. So like I was armed from that documentary. All those things, I use it.
I bet, what's the name of the documentary? I want to watch them again.
I don't even know if it's still there.
Love,
sex, love, and goop. GOOP.
Okay.
So it was, so we did calculated breathing, and I'd done all the, so while I was in pain, I'm going to enjoy sex. So my husband is not a stranger. This couch is, when I saw this couch, I said, why do you look like?
That's why you are so free to talk.
I held it like my husband is. I was just, no.
Wow.
This is the end.
Today
we break it. What is that? As we finished, my husband said, now I'm married. I said, wow.
Oh, so you guys successfully did it?
Yeah. I have someone that got married 14 years. Spoke with him this month. Told me that they've been married for 14 years. They've never had penetration sex.
This is something that people are going through in their marriages.
It's so common. I think that's why the story went viral. But I was the first person
to actually just talk about it.
And funny enough, I thought it was like a common thing. That's what I said. The story just started picking up. Instablog just carried it. Just went. My DM was full. Come and see stories.
So why don't people talk about these things?
I don't know. And I always say this, you can't tell people for a certain amount of years that sex is bad. Sex is bad. If you have sex, you're going to hell. You've associated sex with being bad for a long time. And because I walked down the aisle in white, you just felt like it will just change. It can't. And it doesn't move from sex is bad to sex is wonderful, to sex is enjoyable. If sex is bad to sex is an assignment. It's a duty. Satisfy your husband. You must not have a headache. That's not it. It's 1 in 4 women that battle vaginismus.
Stop it.
I'm serious.
Why are we not talking about it enough?
1 in 4 women. 68% of that 1 in 4 women, they are Christian women. Because I actually now
do you have therapists that help?
Sex therapists they help if they are sensible. Because there are some of them that just dilate. It's not that. It's walking through the person's mind. It's an entire psychological process, right? I initially dabbled into it, started doing it, but I got like burnt out. So I wrote a book. I've done videos just so that you can help.
What's the name of the book?
Pop My Cherry Now.
Now what's the name of the book? Hey, Brokenness now. Wow.
Now.
Energy. It's not for people who are saved, though. This book is not a Christian book.
Pop My Cherry Now. I don't know why there's stigma around this thing. You didn't do anything wrong. I wish I can. You're not wrong. There's also I did a video last December. It's called An Open Letter to Pastors. And I was literally calling our pastor and telling them that, please, vaginismus is not a spiritual problem. Can you please stop telling my people that they are spirit husbands? I strongly believe that most part of my vaginismus journey that I had, a lot of it was religion, fear, the fear of, I don't want God to be angry with me. If I have sex, I'm going to hell. I'm going to get pregnant and I'm done for. I'm finished goods. So that's where most of this thing came from. I feel like if I'd known, right, that God loves me regardless. If I'd known, there are so many things that I would not have even dabbled into.
What's on the other side of religion? What have you found on the other side of religion?
That question is loaded.
Yeah.
What's on the other side? I think God himself.
Mm.
The first analogy that came to my head is that time where God told Elijah to come out of a cave and there was thunder and God was not there. And there was lightning and all of that, a loud sound, and God was not there. But in the still small voice, that's where God was. So religion has all this activity and the this and the that. Might I say even the signs and wonders and the prayer marathon and all of these things. And I feel like God himself is not there. But in that relationship with him where it's fluid, where it's you and him, that's where the power is, Timisa.
So Tito, I'm also I think you're far ahead of me in this journey of understanding my relationship with Jesus, right? But the more I get into it, the more I realize that there's so many myths about Jesus and what he is.
Yeah. Job was saying after his after he like his whole entire journey, Job 1, if you read all the whole story with, and his friend said, he apologized to God in the message. He said, I've built my life on rumors of you.
I know that verse.
On rumors. Many times, what is rumors?
I swear.
Three wise men is not
every time Piflo opens
as tiny
his
as
mouth,
that. Yes.
I'm like, you're a liar. And
Thank
when
God
he actually breaks it down,
he will use it to defend the fact that it's there in the Bible.
What is aiming to sum up all of this Jesus conversation and sign off the show for me? When you finish summing this up for me, you now look at the camera and sign out.
Hey, Jehovah. I will sign off like this. That the 5 women in the genealogy of Jesus, that is the 5
my story! Yes, let's go.
The 5 women in genealogy of Jesus, the 5, and that includes Mary. All of you, don't stress me. That all of them had something to do that may have been seen as bad, that was bad, that people did to them, that scarred them, and all of that. I'm talking about the wife of Uriah, whom David killed. That's how is in NKJV. They all are in the genealogy of Jesus. God does not need you to be perfect. Mm-hmm. He needs you to just carry Jesus. Just accept. Rahab was Jim, international,
my fave,
local, and serving both. Yet, not only people forget that Rahab was the mother of Boaz, one of the most perfect gentlemen in the Bible. Rahab bursting. So don't look at, I've done all of this. He has done all of that. And all he has done is all God accepts about it. I don't care. I shared all my everything. I don't apologize for it. I'm not going, you can't come and shame me for it because he's gone. I'm only sharing it so that you can know the power that I carry. That the same me that went through all of that, this is the transformed me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I believe that there's no part of your past. God doesn't also trash your past. He uses it. He recycles it so that it can show you that is the transformer. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that you're going through or nothing that you've gone through that is a waste. If you can trust God, it would morph it and bring out glory from every part. It will bring out his glory from your story.
Hallelujah. My preacher. Hey.
I try to be
Pastor Missy. So please, you know what? You don't finish me today. Help me sign out.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share with your friends. This is a powerful, powerful podcast. And see you same time next week on this channel. Bye.